Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video we will see what is a diode and how it rectifies the voltage. When we apply a sine wave signal to a diode at input, how it allows positive peak to pass when we connect in this direction. When we will connect in opposite direction, how it stops the positive peak and it allows negative peak. Let's see in detail. Basically, it is a comment from my viewer. Can you explain what is the function of a diode in the exit of the transformer? Does it give positive or negative voltage? Thanks. I am having hard time to understand it. No problem, let's start. When we say diode is a two-terminal device. One side it have band marking that is called cathode. This one. The second side, that is anode. In some diodes we have this color band. Some diodes have tapered side, flat side without band marking, that is anode, this is cathode. If we see interior of a diode, it is made by two type of materials, N type and P type. This is P material, this is N material. In N material there are more free electrons. We can say it is negatively charged material. Here is the deficiency of electrons. Here is positive charge. When these two materials are joined together, free electrons in this zone that are closer to this barrier, these will jump and these will make neutralized this portion. Here there was a free electron, it jumped here and here was deficiency. Free electron moved from here, it became neutralized. So this portion, it is now free of charge. Here is negative, positive, and here is no charge. When we connect this PN material to any battery, any voltage source, positive, negative, in this direction, that negative charge is applied to negative material, positive charge is applied to positive material, what will happen? Free electrons from here will move and these will start to push these electrons because similar charge repel to each other. Opposite charges attract to each other. When it will start repelling and here is positive charge, this positive charge will repel, both will repel from both sides. If here is no neutral area, at that time these electrons will move here. Why? Because this positive charge will attract these free electrons. When it is forcing to move until the voltage will reach at 0.7 volt in case of silicon, 0.3 volt for germanium materials, at that time its bonding will break and these free electrons from here will move in this neutral area and these will start to jump here. This temporary barrier will become weak, so the electrons will jump and positive holes will move in this direction. We can say when the charge will increase, when the potential will increase, then 0.7 volt for silicon, 0.3 volt for germanium, at that time this barrier will break. these electrons will jump to positive area and current will start to flow. If we will reverse the battery, at that time these negative charge carrier electrons will move and these will fill this area, and positive charge here will attract all electrons. So this area will become neutral because free electrons will move to battery positive terminal, and electrons here will fill up these holes. So this diode will become reverse biased. It will not allow to flow the current. There will a certain condition when the voltage will increase at very higher level. At that time it will damage permanently. In forward condition, when the voltage will exceed from 0.7 volt, at that time the current will flow. If we say conventional current will start to flow in this portion, positive, negative. If we say electronic current, so that will give arrow in this direction. Electronic current, conventional current. To take a useful function from this diode, a load resistance, a load is connected in series with this diode, and when it is connected to any voltage source which will provide potential, at that time when the voltage at this point, at these 2 points will exceed from 0.7 volt, current will flow, and it will flow just only one direction current, as we discussed here. If this end is positive, this end is negative. It is connected to some load and then it is reaching to cathode. It completes its circuit. It will allow to flow the current. When the polarity will reverse, at that time, same as we discussed, negative charge carrier here, electrons, will fill these holes, and positive terminal will pull all electrons. At that time this diode will block the voltage. That is called reverse bias condition. Let's see it practically. I have this transformer. It is center taped transformer. Center tape means it have two windings. If you don't have good practical experience in electrical circuits, in electronics, never do this experiment, because we are dealing with live voltage. This is common point, and this wire is high side. We are receiving this sine wave. This is zero line, reference line. Half peak, that is positive peak, is in upside, and the second peak is in lower side. Positive peak, negative peak. Now if we connect this diode here in this direction, that positive voltage will reach here. At that time it will allow these positive voltage to pass to the load. When negative voltage will reach here, this voltage, it will block the voltage. It will not allow to pass the current. Let's connect it. And if we will connect in reverse polarity, that negative voltage will reach here. At that time it will allow to current and it will clip the positive peak. Now let's check the second output as well. Now we have two different type of signals. Both are opposite to each other. from common line, one signal is going to positive side, at the same time this blue signal, this one, that is in negative side. So both peaks are opposite to each other. One is in positive, second is in negative. I will connect another load resistance here, and I will connect this diode in this direction. For example, I have this sine signal and this is its reference line. If you will connect a diode in this direction, at that time it will clip positive peak, and this positive peak will go in output side. If you will connect a diode in this direction, it will provide these peaks. Now this is our common point. If we check voltage between common and this point, we are receiving this peak. After diode, we are receiving this peak. It is clipping the downside peaks. We are receiving just only upside peaks. And if we see at this is positive peak, and if we check load this end, here we are receiving a negative peak. When diode is connected in this direction, that cathode is connected to transformer or any AC voltage, and anode is connected to load, at that time it will clip the positive peak and we will receive these negative peaks. Here it is clipping negative peak, that is in this area, that is this peak, and it will drop this negative peak here, because in reverse bias condition it will block the voltage. When it will block, its internal resistance will high. When there is high resistance, all voltage will drop across this diode. Let's check voltage across this diode. We can see this time the negative peak in negative portion is being dropped across this diode. When we apply voltage to any rectifier, any diode, it is RL and it is diode. If we make its equivalent circuit, this diode will behave like a resistance. In forward condition, its resistance will very low. At that time it will drop 0.7 volt. Remaining voltage will pass to the circuit. If you are providing here 10 volt, 10.7 volt will drop here, remaining 9.3 volt will drop across this load. If you will provide 1 volt, 0.7 here, 0.3 here, 5 volt, 0.7 here, 4.3 here, so it will hold these voltage. That is forward voltage. It is called V forward. When it will block the voltage in reverse polarity, when this end is positive, it will keep 0.7 volt and remaining voltage will pass to the load. At that time this end is negative with respect to this one. So this is negative, negative is reaching to cathode, positive is reaching to anode, diode will conduct. When the peak will change, negative, at that time this side will positive. This negative here now, this positive here now, it will block the voltage. So diode is working like a clipper, like a cutter. So it will cut these peaks in this direction. So we can say this cutter is cutting these peaks and it will allow just only upside pulses. When diode is in this direction, you will receive positive voltage from the cathode. I hope this video is informative. If it is good, hit the like button. If you have any question, please write in the comments. Thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.